Somewhere in an airport right now, someone is paying $3 for a bottle of water that cost 25 cents. They're not being robbed. They walked up to the robber, pressed a button, and said, "Thank you." The internet has decided this is the perfect business. Scroll for 5 minutes and you'll find someone telling you a vending machine is $100 a day on autopilot forever. An employee that never sleeps, never complains, and fits in 4 square feet. And here's the strange part. The machine really is a beautiful little money printer, but almost everyone who buys one gets the business completely wrong because the money was never in the machine. In the next 10 minutes, I'll show you what a vending machine actually sells, why the exact same box can make $75 a month in one spot and thousands in another. And who's really getting rich off the snacks? Spoiler, it's usually not the person who owns the machine. Start with the oldest trick in retail, and I mean the oldest. The first vending machine wasn't built in America. It was built 2,000 years ago, in Egypt, by a Greek engineer named Hero of Alexandria. You dropped a coin in a slot, the coin's weight tipped a lever, and the machine dispensed holy water at the temple door, where the crowd was already standing. 2,000 years, and the trick has not changed one bit. Put temptation exactly where people are stuck and make it effortless. America industrialized the trick. In the late 1800s, the first machines in the country sold chewing gum on New York City train platforms. Think about why. A platform is a crowd that cannot leave. They're bored, they're waiting, and a piece of gum costs almost nothing. The machines didn't chase customers. They stood where customers were trapped and let boredom do the selling. Then the 20th century handed the machine its dream habitat, the American workplace, factories, then offices. Thousands of people stuck indoors for 8 hours with one coffee machine and a wall of snacks between them and 3 o'clock despair. The break room vending machine became a national institution. Not because the snacks were good, because the crowd had nowhere else to go. Hold on to that idea. Machines don't find customers, they occupy trapped crowds, because it's the key to everything that follows. Now, look at the modern version of that trick. One sale at a time. A bottle of water costs the operator maybe a quarter. It vends for $1.50, $2, $3 at an airport. A can of soda, bought by the case, costs around 40 cents and sells for $2. Candy runs 50–60% gross margins. These are the kinds of markups that would make a fancy restaurant blush, and the machine charges them with a straight face all day, with no waiter, no cashier, no one to pay by the hour. And in most deals, even the electricity bill belongs to the building it stands in, and nothing inside that glass is an accident. Drinks are the engine. Beverages alone are nearly 40% of everything vending machines sell, which is why the cooler hums in every hallway in America. The candy at eye level, the chips in the middle rows, the gum down by your knees. That's a planogram, the same shelf science supermarkets use, squeezed into 4 square feet. The machine can't talk you into anything, so the layout does it silently. Multiply that little trick across the country and you get something enormous. There are around 5 million vending machines humming away in America, in break rooms, laundromats, hospitals, schools, gyms. Together, they move billions of dollars a year, one impulse at a time. It's one of the most invisible industries on Earth. You've walked past a machine today. You didn't see it. So far, this sounds exactly like the internet's pitch. A tireless employee. Absurd margins. Money while you sleep. Now let's talk about what the pitch leaves out. Here's the number the gurus don't show you. Across the industry, a typical machine grosses somewhere between $150 and $400 a month. Gross. Before the cost of the snacks, before gas, before repairs, after all that, a typical machine nets maybe $40 to $120 a month. Read that again. Not $100 a day. For a lot of machines in a lot of places, it's closer to $100 a month. And passive, you already know where this is going. Somebody drives to that machine every week with a car full of snacks. Somebody rotates the stock so the chips don't go stale. Somebody answers the phone when the machine eats $1, unjams the spiral, cleans the glass, fixes the card reader. On a small route, gas alone can run $150, $200 a month. It's not passive income. It's a delivery job with a metal middleman. Picture the actual Saturday. You load your trunk at a warehouse club at 8 in the morning. You drive to Machine 1, the gym. Restock, wipe, collect. Machine 2, the office lobby across town. The card reader's down. That's a support call. Machine 3, someone's kicked the glass. By 2 in the afternoon, you've done 6 stops, 100 miles, and your passive empire has paid you roughly what a weekend shift anywhere else would have. The machine works 24 hours a day. You just work the 25th, and the guru economy has learned to farm this exact dream. There's now a whole industry selling vending to beginners. Courses on building your empire, used machines flipped at double their price, and turnkey companies that sell you a machine with a location included, often a location that couldn't keep a machine profitable the first time. Here's the pattern worth memorizing. When the shovel seller's pitch is louder than the gold, the money is in selling shovels. If prime vending spots really printed $100 a day, nobody would be selling you one for $2,000 and a dream. So the machine has monster margins per item, but might only clear $100 a month. What separates a dud from a gold mine? Not the machine. Never the machine. Here's the experiment that explains the entire industry. Take two identical machines. Same steel, same snacks, same prices. Put one in a quiet hallway of a half-empty office building. Put the other in a busy hospital waiting room. The first one makes $75 a month. The second one can make $10, $20, in extreme spots, 100 times more. Same box. The only thing that changed is the crowd walking past it, which means the machine was never the asset. The location is the asset. The machine is just a way to harvest it. A vending machine is a 4-square-foot store, and like every store we've covered on this channel, the real business is real estate. Except this real estate is even stranger, because you don't buy it and you don't even rent it with a lease. You rent it with a handshake and a commission. That's the deal nobody mentions in the Get Rich videos. The building knows exactly what that hallway crowd is worth. So the gym, the office, the school, they charge for it. Usually 5 to 15% of every sale, sometimes more, sometimes a flat fee, in exchange for letting your machine stand on their floor. The location owner is a silent partner in every candy bar. Your machine works for you, but the floor it stands on works for them. And the very best crowds? The airports, the stadiums, the hospital networks, the giant factories? Those aren't won with a handshake. They're won with contracts, bidding wars, and commission rates that would make you cry. The premium locations were locked up years ago by companies you've never heard of. Which brings us to who actually gets rich here. Because there is real money in vending. It just doesn't look anything like the TikTok version. The winners are route operators. Companies running hundreds, sometimes thousands of machines, stitched together into delivery routes like a tiny FedEx for snacks. Because here's the industry's real secret. Vending isn't a retail business. It's a logistics business. The profit isn't decided at the machine. It's decided in the truck. How many machines can one driver restock in a day? How little fuel? How few wasted stops? And technology quietly transformed this. Machines went cashless. Over 70% of vending transactions are card or phone taps now, and with cashless came telemetry. The machine phones home. What's sold? What's empty? What's about to expire? The old school operator drove to every machine to find out if it needed anything. The modern operator software plans a route that only visits machines worth visiting. Same trucks, same snacks, double the efficiency. That's the whole game. So the small guy with 3 machines is competing against a data-driven logistics fleet for the same hallways. That's the fight the vending empire videos forgot to mention. Now the honest part, the classic vending machine has a problem. Its best habitat is shrinking. The machine's natural home was the break room, a captive audience, stuck at work, no options. But offices have emptied out, and in the big workplaces that remain, machines are being replaced by micro-markets. Open shelves, coolers, and a self-checkout kiosk. No coin slots, no spirals, more choice. And everywhere else, the machine's oldest enemy keeps multiplying. The convenience store, the delivery app, the 15-minute grocery courier. Watch what the surviving machines are doing instead. They're going premium. Airport machines selling headphones and phone chargers at prices that make the water look cheap. Machines selling fresh food, hot pizza, cosmetics, fishing bait. The steel box isn't dying. It's moving upmarket, chasing crowds that are truly stuck and selling them higher ticket impatience. Because that's the product. It was never really snacks. A vending machine sells the gap between wanting something and being willing to walk for it. It charges you for your own impatience, a quarter's worth of water for $2, because the alternative is a hallway, an elevator, and a street. The worse your options, the better the machine's business. That's why the best locations aren't the busiest ones. They're the most trapped ones. So here's the real lesson. And, as always, it's bigger than vending machines. When the internet sells you a business, it sells you the object, the machine, the washer, the pump. Objects feel ownable. Objects feel passive. But the object is never the business. The vending machine is a commodity anyone can buy on a marketplace for a few $100. What you can't buy on a marketplace is a hallway full of trapped, thirsty people, because every crowd already has a landlord, and the landlord already charges rent. Next time you're standing in front of one, at the gym, in a waiting room, at gate 32 with a delayed flight, look at it properly. 4 square feet of steel, placed with more care than most restaurants. Somebody studied that hallway. Somebody negotiated for that exact spot. Somebody's truck knows precisely when the water runs out. You thought it was just a snack machine. But the product was never in the machine. The product was the crowd standing in front of it. The product was you.